Forcing my will upon a canvas, or in this case, creating an original character. Hello ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen an original character and been like, damn, I want to make my own child as well? Well, today I'll be learning how to create an original character so you don't have to. I'll be going over the steps I took to learn how to learn, while also applying said learning to this person I'll be creating. Now, to start with this character, I already had an idea in mind, which will be my base for how I go about learning to create this character. The idea was myself. I want to create a similar character to myself to give this channel an icon, or something to remember me by with some spice. So, I started researching on what steps to take, and I found this fandom for a tutorial on character creation, and it gives me all these steps. Now I'm assuming this is a list to check off, and what to start with is up to me. So number 1, gender. It shall be a male since I am basing it off myself. Number 2, the name will be Spice. It was the first thing that came to my head and no thought whatsoever, except that I feel like it will match his design. And either way, I could change it later if I want to. Species, I'll put that on the back burner for now. Same for the backstory, personality, and abilities. Now let's get into the design / appearance. So I have a base to play around with and I can add to it as I figure out the other steps along the way. Now, I will be drawing this character in a pretty simplified anime style, so it's a bit easier to understand and change things. I'm not focusing on anything below the chest right now, and mainly to save time. Okay, now that we have something to draw on, I'm going to start with the eyes. I wanted to go for more of a sleepy dog eyes look, so I downturned the corners of the eyes a little bit and made the pupils fairly big. For the eyebrows, I want them to stand out a bit from the normal straight eyebrows, so I was thinking of these little diamond shapes or some bushy eyebrows. I will also add the eyelids wrapping pretty high above the eye to emphasize more of a sleepy look. So this process I'm doing is making it really easy to just throw stuff together and manipulate it to my liking by taking the simple stylistic choice and going from one facial feature to the next so I can slowly craft this character one step at a time without getting lost. Now I will be also adding these eye bags to really emphasize the sleepy look. I'm going to keep the mouth simple for now because there isn't much I want to do with it. For the hair, I was thinking of going for some sort of locks or wigs. Now, I have no idea how to draw those, so I did what I always have to do and find some references to figure out how to simplify and draw them in a relatively okay standard. Now, this took me a good while to do since I needed to figure out how to stylize it in a way that looked pleasing to me, which is way tougher than it sounds. Now, I always start with the character hairline to make it easier to place the hair. I wanted to do some sort of ponytail being held back, with his hair styled like a Shimenawa obi, with a couple locks still hanging down in front of his face, so I can get that half up, half down hairstyle. Now, I wanted to add some sort of hairpin to hold the hair back, but I wanted something not boring, but unique in representing that I am an artist. So I thought, why not make a paintbrush hold the hair together, and it worked out really well. You'll see some details like the paintbrush leaving in and out because it makes it easier to add other details when your visual isn't cluttered with a bunch of features. Now I added some beads to the ends of the hair mainly because I like the design, but also because it gives more things to color in the final, which will give me more wiggle room when it comes to the contrast and composition of the character design. Now I started the hair in a different style because I don't know if it being up or down would look better for the final, but then I remembered I could just draw them with the hair up or down anytime I wanted to. So it basically just gave me more drawing options in the end, and I did figure out I liked the hair being down better, but I will still be using the other one, just not for this one. At this point, I'm almost done with the line work. The last thing I wanted to do was add some sort of eye accessory, aka glasses, only because it really gives the character its own pop, but I didn't want no regular old glasses. I wanted something that a bit different, even if it makes no sense. And the first thing that came to mind were these glasses with only one lens called monocle glasses, which perfectly fit the unorthodox look I was going for. He super glued it onto his face if you're wondering how the hell it's staying onto his face. Now for the coloring, I always start off with drawing the base colors in different layers for every main aspect of the character, such as the hair, skin, eyes, etc., which makes it really easy to manipulate what colors I want in certain areas. For the skin color, I wanted my skin color since he is based off of me, so that was simple, but the hard part is the hair and the eyes. I needed something that stood out but also made sense for his skin, so I went with the most picked hair color for stylized black characters, which is white. It just contrasts so well with darker skin, it makes it hard not to pick. It also works really well with the red that I'm going to use for sort of his secondary color. So I'll add it to a good portion of his design, which will be his eyes, the tip of the paintbrush, his hair beads, and his eye bags. Now you'll see me play around with adding colors in different areas and different parts of the hair, which goes to show how easy it is to adjust things when you play with your layers correctly. This made it extremely easy for me to figure out what I don't and do like, which left me with no doubt for a final result. Oh, as you can see, I added some spice to his eyes as well. Now, the main techniques I used to make this as simple and as easy as I possibly could were: number 1, the wand tool for selecting areas and filling it in quickly. Number 2, references for figuring out how to draw things that I couldn't. Number 3, the liquify tool for quick corrections. Number 4, layers to keep things organized and easy to go back and change certain parts, while also hiding stuff to deal with visual clutter. And number 5, taking every bit one step at a time and researching the parts I need to learn at the moment.